Hey folks, it's Jeff for This Week with JTT. More. This is like from day 3 for the Diddy trial. This is from USA Today, and let's get into this. Once again, I'm gonna post a link to this. You can read for yourself. There's tons of links in there as well, so you're gonna have quite a read. Diddy trial replay. Jury pool narrows, but selection will have to wait. Goes on to say, jury selection in Sean Diddy Combs' ongoing sex crimes trial is continuing as prosecutors and one-time mogul's attorneys face over the pivotal panel. Lawyers convened in Manhattan court on May 7th to continue their interviews of prospective jurors in the high-profile legal proceedings. Jurors has been questioned one by one by Judge Arun Subramanian, the prosecutors, and the defense to determine their qualifications to serve. By the end of court proceedings on May 7th, attorneys had narrowed down the 45 possible jurors needed to move forward in the process. Jurors were repeatedly asked if they, a family member, or a friend has been a victim of SA, sexual harassment, or domestic violence, and whether they or a loved one have been charged or accused of such crimes. That could, be key. That could be, that could be make the person partial or impartial. During his final pretrial hearings on May 2nd, Combs, 55, confirmed he turned down a potential plea deal in the case. A judge previously rejected a request from the rapper's legal team to delay the start of the trial. Combs could spend the rest of his life in prison if convicted, and mind you, these not just any charge, these are RICO charges, and that's top tier Avengers level threat to society, basically. Goes on to say, Diddy jury pool narrows, but selection will have to wait. The wide pool of potential jurors for Combs' trial has been narrowed to just 45 people after several days of intense questioning. 6 women and 5 men were given the green light on May 7th after lawyers for either side and a judge interviewed 22 candidates. The age bracket ranged from mid-20s to early 70s. The group represents a very cross-section of society, with one judge working as a graphic designer, and another in administration at the Counterterrorism Office of the United Nations. Yeah, that's a wide spectrum from there. That's incredible. The group will decide Combs' fate is not yet finalized, Inc. That's exactly what it says. It says in this sentence, the group who will decide Combs' fate is not yet in final ink. Okay. And the legal team will need to return May 9th to select the actual jury ahead of the opening statements set for next week. So the opening statements for the trial, opening statement starts next week. I had no idea that's a word or a term even. Doom scrolling. Look that up, folks. I'm probably going to look it up too. Doom scrolling. Doom scrolling through coverage. Another potential juror was moved into the approved pool after being questioned about their social media habits. Oh, this should be interesting. That should affect the young folks. Combs' defense referenced a meme that they implied to the potential juror who may have interacted on social media, but the juror chalked this up to doom scrolling and mindless mind swiping. When the judge asked the juror if they see things like doom scrolling that might make them biased against Combs, they said no. The potential juror went to the same high school as Combs, though they graduated 30 years apart. Oh, this why I'm glad I was never a juror. Sleep-deprived possible jurors avoid recusal after admitted being lazy. This should be funny. One potential juror questioned for about 25 minutes continually sighed and trailed off in his speech. Sabrini noted that the man neglected to fill out all the questionnaires on his juror questionnaire. I think he's trying to get out of being a juror. I was tired of potential juror responded. I was digging the new Star Wars episode. Andor. So basically doing jury selection questioning, he was looking at the new Star Wars series Andor, which, by the way, you haven't seen it yet. I recommend you see it, especially season 1. It's pretty good. Check out Andor, Disney Plus if you had it. If not, get Disney Plus. Just to get Star Wars, Marvel, other Disney classic, except the new Snow White one. I don't think it's gonna be on there, but still, I'm just saying. Okay, let me go back. I was tired. The potential juror responded. I was being a new Star Wars series Andor, and it just came out. Sabrina laughed at his admission and said, "Will you be able to concentrate, or will you too be busy being an Andor?" Oh no. The potential juror said he will respond, like I said, I was just being lazy. At least he was honest. Too funny. Way too funny. Although the federal prosecutor said the potential juror was meandering and would worry about his own personal discipline if he was selected for the trial, Sabrinian said none of his answers warranted a dismissal. He did, though, call the juror sleep deprived, so he was binge watching. Oh, that's what you mean Bing. You mean binge watching, not Bing. Binge watching. Yep, binging. It looks like binging, but I think it's binge, I think. Combs' lawyer, Agafilo, offered his opinion on the man by quipping, I'm very curious to watch what he was binging. Dude, Andor, the Star Wars series. Potential jurors no judge overseeing case. One potential juror had an obvious conflict of interest. He was friendly with Sabrinian after several servings as the co-counsel in several cases. Yep, I see a possible conflict of interest, meaning they previously represented clients together. They have known each other for over 10 years. Yeah, that's a potential conflict of interest. When the potential juror walked in, Sabrinian immediately asked him, what's your opinion of the judge in this case? The prospective juror responded, he is fair, he is gracious, he is gregarious, he is brilliant. The prosecutor said that she was worried that he would have an outsized influence on the other jurors because of his position. He was dismissed. Shocker. 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 Goes on to say, potential jury juror have confused on domestic violence charges. Oh, this could get interesting. One juror who was admitted to the pool said that she had seen footage released by CNN and Combs allegedly assaulting ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura Fine, and that she felt that she would be guilty. He would be guilty of domestic violence. But when a judge reminded her that the charge against Combs in this case not on domestic violence, she said that she would aim to judge people on what they actually did, and that she would want to hear the whole story behind the video. As the judge narrows in on her ability to be balanced, she raised some eyebrows among journalists, but seemingly walking back earlier sentiments. She said she thinks that people tend to jump on the bandwagon to say something bad has happened to them. As a pair of reference to the onslaught of civil suits Combs had faced in the wake of his federal indictment. I believe he used your power to abuse and try to get your way. Things will come back to haunt you. Oh, this is going to be interesting here. Judge admonishes lawyer for racial remarks. The judge overseeing Combs' sex trafficking trial admonishes a lawyer close to the hip-hop mogul defense team for referring to the prosecutors in the case as a six-pack of white women in the comments on the podcast. Wow. The lawyer Mac Garregos said in the May 2nd episode of Two Angry Men, a podcast he co-hosts with the celebrity news TMZ founder Harvey Levine, he said the racial and gender consumption of a 6-member prosecutor team was interesting. Garregos said race may be an undercurrent at the trial, but not be a focus of Combs' defense. That's something that no one should be saying as an officer of the court and a member of the bar. Sabrina told I try to pronounce this person's name. I figures Garregos in a private conversation, and his robing room on May 6 before jury selection resumed, according to a trial transcript. Referring to the prosecution in this case, a six-pack of white women is outrageous, said the judge, who is South Asian descent. Wow. This is quite a read here. Yeah, I think I go as far as this. I got to stop. There's a lot more to it. I'll share the link. So, folks, what's your thoughts on this? And like I said, this is just day 3. We got a ways to go. But the actual started trial when it really kicks off once the jury pool is clean and started. Next week, start your engines. Until then, folks, tell me your thoughts and opinions, comments in general. Peace.